everyone, this is Will here, reporting for Kids First. I'm here live at the Paramount Theater in Aurora, Illinois for the world premiere of a brand new musical, August Rush. Tonight, I'm talking with Huxley Westemeier, who shares the lead role of 11-year-old musical prodigy Evan Taylor, also known as August Rush. Welcome, Huxley. Great to see you again. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
What can you tell us about the storyline of this show?
So the story of August Rush is centered around this boy, Evan Taylor, who has been in and out of a lot of different foster homes. And he wants to learn and play music because he thinks that if he can learn how to play the music, then his parents will be able to find him. He knows that they're out there somewhere, but he doesn't know where. So he decides to run away from a foster home and go out to New York City to find them. And then there he encounters an evil character named Wizard, who tries to get him to be playing on the streets and subways for money, not really following the music. He wants him to play for money and all that, and he kind of stops him from following his parents. But there's another character called Hope, who comes in later on and gives him hope when he's at his lowest point. And she helps him get back on the journey and find his parents.
So, I've seen the movie, and there's one thing in particular that I'm wondering that might be the same in the movie and the musical, and I think I speak for all kids my age when I ask, is this a kissing play?
This is not a kissing play. There are some scenes on stage with the mom and dad, just with the mom and dad on stage, which get a little intimate, and there is some suggestions of other things, but it depends on how you look at it.
Yeah. Okay, good enough. So, what's it like working in the show with director John Doyle and all the amazing cast?
Okay, so John Doyle is the best director. I mean, when I was here in Aurora for my final callback, or one of my final callbacks with John Doyle, my very first time I'd ever met him, it was not a normal audition because I had all of this stuff prepared, sides, guitar, singing, all of that stuff, and he didn't actually ask me to do any of that. He had me play a few piano pieces, a guitar piece, and then he had me play an original piano piece. And then he started talking to me for the rest of the 10 minutes about my song, what I wrote. And it was just lovely having him there. And all the other actors are incredible. I mean, when you're with all these other actors, you suck up what they have. You take some of their techniques and their acting, and you become different through every show because you're working with all these amazing people. And since they're all actors, musicians, I mean, we understand each other more. We jam together. We do all of that stuff because we understand music together, which is amazing.
It sounds like there's a lot of good talent in here. I'm excited to see it tonight. I was able to see you perform as Billy in the national tour of School of Rock. Can you tell me a bit about your approach to playing Billy compared to you helping create the role of Evan Taylor?
Okay. So Billy is a very sassy, outgoing person, as you know from seeing the show. And he is so different from August because August is a little shy, but he's so determined to find his parents, when Billy is just out there, do whatever I want, do anything. And I mean, co-creating this role is amazing because I get to shape it. And I get to decide what I want to do, not what somebody else decided a long time ago. And I mean, John has given us a lot of leeway and room for us to do whatever we want in some scenes. And that's helped a lot.
So, how did you get this job? Was it a long audition process? And did you already play the instruments? Or did you learn on stage?
Okay, so I've been playing piano since I was 5. I started being classically trained at 5, and I started doing some piano competitions, and then I found that I liked theater, so I was still doing piano, but I wasn't doing competitions anymore. So I got into theater, and then this is funny, last fall, after getting home from School of Rock, the very single night we got home, I went out and got a guitar, and then the next week I started playing classical guitar. Because I mean, I'm already classically trained in piano, so it helps. And the audition process for this role began about a couple weeks after we got home. I sent in a self-tape to New York, and we thought that was it. And then they told us that they would like me to come out to Aurora to do a callback with John Doyle. And then after that callback, we went back home, and then they asked me to redo another self-tape and then send that in. And then they brought us to New York, and we did the very final callback there.
Okay.
Very long audition.
As a working kid, you have to balance your education with your job. I bet that's tough. Can you take us through a day of the normal life of a theater kid?
Okay. So you wake up, you get dressed, you have breakfast, then you head to the theater, and I usually have an hour or two of tutoring before the show or after sometimes if it's a matinee. And we just do an hour in a dressing room, and we just work with someone, a tutor, for an hour or two. And then after that, we usually do tech for the rest of the day, and then a show, or we just have a show the rest of the day. And it's very hard getting all of the work done, plus working on the script, plus working on the songs, plus working on the music, and all of that. But I'm homeschooled, so I have to do most of my classes online, so I feel like it's easier because they're all in one place. And I mean, I don't have to miss classes in person or that, but it's still very complicated.
Yeah. So according to the show's creators, August Rush is about finding your authentic self and following the music. So does that resonate with you at all in your life? And how are you following the music personally or finding your authentic self?
Okay. I mean, everybody's really finding themselves in their childhood and deciding what they want to be when they're grown up. And I mean, I want to be an actor, I want to be all of that, but I also want to be a musician, a director, an actor, all of that stuff. And following the music, I've always loved music since I was young. And I feel like I'm very similar to August because I am following the music. I am searching. Not really, but I'm composing. I'm doing all of that stuff. And I think it really helps to understand that when I take on this role.
Do you have any advice you'd like to pass on to other kids who might want to get started with acting?
I would just tell them to just keep working, because if you want to be an actor, you have to work really hard at school and at acting itself, because you have to find time every single day for practicing and doing all of that stuff. And I would recommend taking up an instrument, because if somehow acting doesn't go out for you, you can still play the music. And you have to work really hard and you have to make time. And a lot of people say take as many classes as you can. That's good, classes are great, but I like just being in shows, because when you're in shows, you take stuff from all the other actors, and then you develop every single show. And when you do more shows and more shows, even if it's just a school play or a community play, I love community plays because they really give you a chance to do whatever you want with the character, and they're amazing. That's how I started. And I mean, just keep working hard, try to do as many shows as possible, and just keep learning.
So do you have any funny stories of how something might have happened anytime you've done a musical or a play?
As in funny
Anything.
mess ups?
Yeah.
So I had a really embarrassing mess up in School of Rock. There's a line where Billy is supposed to name a possible band name, and I won't say it here, it's kind of inappropriate, but instead I said the wrong line, and I said that the band should be named Barbara Streisand on stage, and that was so weird, but then the other actors, they covered up for me, and yeah. And another funny story, during rehearsals at New 42 in New York, we had an entire floor all to ourselves for a dressing room, or for our rehearsal rooms, tutoring room, hangout room, and there was an actor working on the floor above, Michael Shannon. Mm-hmm. I don't know, he's an actor. He was the evil one in the Shape of Water movie. Anyway, he would come down stage and just use our restroom every single time. Every single day he would just go in and use the restroom, and we started putting up signs like, Michael Shannon, you're not allowed to be in the restroom. And it kept going on through the entire rehearsal process. It was just Michael Shannon. And I don't know if you've ever listened to Be More Chill, but there's a song called Michael in the Bathroom that we kept singing every single day. But I guess that's funny.
So I remember one time when I was in the musical Newsies and I played the character Les.
Yes.
And so I was trying to get up on the stage for the act that we were doing, and I noticed I was going up the wrong way, so I went back, but I knocked into someone, and I fell down, and I hit my head really hard, so I couldn't go up stage, and the person playing my brother and Jack had to improv with it, and so when they didn't see me coming, I didn't actually hear the conversation, but all I know is that it had something to do with how Davey was saying that he loved me as a brother, and Jack just said back every single time, well, if you love him so much, then why do you let him go alone in the streets in New York every night? And then finally I came on stage.
That's sad, but very funny.
Yeah.
Improv. You have to get ready to cover for anybody. It's true.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today, Huxley.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's time for you to get on stage to play August Rush.
Yes.
Yay. This is Will reporting for Kids First. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. I'll see you at the theater.
Lady.